This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of another purge of the BS, sanctioned by the First Amendment. Frustration levels 0 to 100 have been authorized for use during this purge. All weapons are restricted. Government officials have not been granted immunity from the purge of the BS and shall undoubtedly receive the smoke. Commencing at the sound of the gong, any and all BS, especially unnecessary goofiness, will be purged without consequence. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be available, but they will be busy because they too will be watching the purge of the BS. Blessed be those who have already been victims of some BS. May God be with you all.
We can enter any home we want, and we will not. His wanting is our will on this fine night. Don't force us to hurt you. Please just let us purge. To the new standards.
Special shouts to Purple Groovy in the chat. Coming in nice and early. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Happy purge.
You better find someplace else to go.
I got a wicked sweet tooth tonight. And I want my candy back.
All right. We are here for another purge of the BS. This is an impromptu episode. So for those of y'all that are here, thank you very much. If you're just coming to the channel, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. I had to do this episode because I wasn't planning on it today. It's supposed to be a day off. But we took some time and we went and saw the NoKings protest, or we went to it, or whatever we want to call it. And I wanted to discuss a few things that I saw. Some that were good, some that were bad, but all that deserve to be purged. So, with that being said, special shouts to Purple Groovy jumping in here on the impromptu episode. I know we weren't supposed to do an episode tonight, so hopefully we get some people in. But if not, you know, it is what it is. So for those of y'all that are in here, this applause is for you. Yeah, that's for you. All right, well, thank you once again for joining another Purge of the BS. Saturday night edition. This is a solo show. I don't have my panel up tonight. I gave the panel a night off. It's Jen's birthday. She's celebrating her birthday. So, Jen, if you happen to be tuned in, hopefully not, hopefully you're enjoying your day. But if you happen to be tuned in, happy birthday to Jennison. All right, special birthday shout to Jen. All right. Yes. Yes! I feel like y'all are ready. I feel like y'all are ready to purge. I feel like y'all are ready to purge. And I ain't gonna keep y'all here all night because I got shit to do too. And normally the Saturday show starts at like 9:30. So around this time, we're sort of getting close to finishing up. So I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. For those of y'all that like to stay up, also to play games. Oh, they killed my internet. Come on back. Come on back. See? Soon as I get on, now they want to cut my stream. Why? Because I said something about the NoKings protest? Jeez. Purple Groovy, am I still good in here? It cut me for a second here, but it seems like it brought me back. I've been resurrected into the stream. So, yeah, just lost a bunch of people because of that. See how it does it? Every time. We were doing good. We're hitting the like button. They cut the stream. Folks' attention spans aren't that long. They're not going to come back right away. Maybe I'll catch them the next time when they circulate through the shorts feed. But nonetheless, I'm going to get into my early purge, and then I'm going to get into the reason why I'm doing this video. Like I said, I did attend NoKings protests today. As you can see, I'm still in one piece, so Antifa did not get me, since that's who apparently was coming to get you. But they didn't come get me, and the police didn't come. And the old white fuddy duddies. There's a lot of people that did not come and get me, so we're going to discuss that, because there was a lot of people that were afraid to go places today because they were worried about things. And I told people it wasn't worth worrying about, and that was the media stoking you up because they think they want a damn civil war because it's good for coverage. You know, fighting and dissension and all that stuff in the streets is great for mainstream media because then they got something to talk about and have the American public sitting around like they, scared somewhere. So for those that were on the stream earlier, when I was actually out and about, I was having some trouble with the camera and so on and so forth. But y'all got the point. Y'all got the point. It was not a freaking Antifa fascist rally with police and National Guard and all that. It was a bunch of people that got together on a Saturday, drove their golf carts out to the nearest point of meeting, and they met. That's what it was. So let me get into the actual purge of the evening, because there's always some BS to purge. And even though I thought this was going to be a day off, it never really is, because there's always some BS that pops up. So the first BS that I have to get to y'all was actually pretty funny. There's a video going out right now, or going around right now, that's gone viral, which is supposed to be the Waffle House training video. Now, I'm just going to say, I'm not a big fan of Waffle House. I know my black card may be up for debate because of that, but Waffle House food is shit, if y'all didn't notice. And they don't have pancakes. And the reason why they don't have pancakes is because it's called Waffle House. And the reason why I know this is because I asked them for pancakes once, a long time ago, and they laughed at me. Ha ha, pancakes? This is Waffle House. I'm thinking, yeah, you call it Waffle House, but don't you use the same ingredients to make pancakes? You just cook it different? Like it's not in the waffle iron, it's on the griddle? It's the same batter though, right? Unless I'm missing something. So Waffle House can kiss my ass on that. I guarantee they would open up additional business if they would do two things. One, start serving pancakes. And number two, upgrade them seats. Them seats that be in there, the wood seat with the metal bar in the bottom, that thing is painful. But it's because they don't want you to stay there long. They're like, hey, if you're too comfortable, you'll hang out. They don't want you to hang out. So I'm going to show you their quote-unquote training video. I'm pretty sure this is not actually their training video, but for the sake of comedy, we're going to say that it. Okay? Y'all check this out. Move this on over here. All right. Here's the sound. Down.
Right. Right.
Excuse me? These eggs are running. Can they be cooked again?
And my waffle is burnt. Can I get a new one?
If a situation like this arises, please do not throw hands. We know it's tempting, but court dates cut into smoke breaks. Instead, try using de-escalation phrases like, "Buy a waffle and then eat around it, bitch!" Or my favorite, "The f*** did you expect? This is Waffle House." Remember, our goal is to reduce physical altercations by 12%. We crunched the numbers, and the only company to pay their employees more to fight was the UFC. So that means no uppercuts on the clock, and if you must square up, clock out first, like management does. Now let's see how the associate handles the situation.
My waffle is burnt. Can I get a new one?
Oh, your waffle is burnt? Then eat around it, bitch.
Excellent. The customer will receive exactly what they asked for, and a little extra. Congratulations, you've completed our core training. Now let's take a look at a few situations you'll be learning in our next training video. What to do when a customer brings a raccoon inside. Proper spatula stances during a brawl. What to do when a waffle is used as a weapon. How to tell if those are firecrackers or gunshots. Safely retrieving a tip from an active crime scene. How to properly scramble eggs during a race war. Acceptable slurs for you to say after you've been hit in the head with a coffee maker. Where to ash your cigarette when you're cooking on the grill. And is it acceptable to blow into a customer's breathalyzer so their car will start? Remember, it's not just a Waffle House, it's a Waffle Home.
Okay. Well, for the sake of comedy, it was a little funny. For those that like comedy, that was a little funny. But I'll say this, you have to have been to enough Waffle Houses. And this is gonna blow some of y'all's minds, right? Did you know that there's a segment of the population that does not eat at Waffle House? They don't even set foot in the Waffle House. When they see a Waffle House, they go away from the Waffle House. There's a whole segment of the population that will not set foot in Waffle House. So to them, this might not be funny. As a matter of fact, it'll be scary. They'll be like, well, maybe I'm definitely not going to Waffle House now if this is how they're training their employees. Now, like I said, this is satire, obviously. This is not an official Waffle House training video. It might be, though. I'll be honest. I've never worked there, so I don't know what video they show, and this might be good because it does mention de-escalation processes, and Waffle House is known for fighting. Now, why are they fighting? Is it maybe because they don't serve pancakes? You know? Because beef starts over pancakes. I'm not going to lie. If you go into a breakfast spot other than Waffle House, they serve waffles, pancakes. They might have some crepes and shit. They might have some, chocolate chip, whipped cream situations and put a smiley face on your pancakes and stuff. They'll do some stuff, right? But if you go into Waffle House and ask for that, they will look at you like you're crazy for expecting a breakfast that looks nice, for a non-burnt waffle that looks like it's been cooked on a grill that was made in the last 5 years. So Waffle House, I don't even see how they stay in business. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. How the hell does Waffle House stay in business, people? Anyone? Please explain that to me, because the food is awful. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I don't care. I don't. Because I've been to real breakfast spots with good breakfast food, and Waffle House pales in comparison to that. Doesn't matter if you get it scattered, battered, slattered, and flattered. Whatever the hell the thing is that they do with the onions, and they throw some processed ham in there, scattered, battered, and flattered, whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about, that thing they do. None of the food is good there. So if your palate says that Waffle House is gourmet food, then you need to step your palate up. You go to Waffle House because it's late at night, you just got out the club, there's nowhere else to go but McDonald's, possibly a Denny's depending on where you live, and maybe a diner depending on where you live, right? So you only got a few options. And Waffle House, normally, if you're like a dude, the drunk chicks from the club stumble into Waffle House. So if you didn't get anybody at the club, going to Waffle House is a good second chance for you. So that's why a lot of people go to Waffle House. It's because you will get the strags. The strags will straggle in. And if you didn't have a lucky night, this might be your spot. This might be where you cash in. So I do understand why the late night business. Matter of fact, they shouldn't even open Waffle House till 11 p.m. Open it from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. They would make all their money, and they wouldn't even have to be open during the day. Just be open at night for the stragglers, okay? Have a straggler section with just benches, like not even benches, stools, I mean. They don't even get a table. They just in the corner with styrofoam plates eating, that group. And see, Al, you're saying it's a front for laundering money. It is, but that's not for me to debate right now because I'm talking about the food. And I've heard a lot of people say, oh my God, I love Waffle House. Like they love the food. Not the fact that you could get yourself a nice little breakfast situation along with a nice little quarter deposit it up under your napkin when they drop it off at the table. You can get drugs there. At some Waffle Houses, okay? I haven't been to all of them, but at some Waffle Houses, the guy on the grill will put stuff under the plate and they will deliver it to you if you know the people. But my whole point is back to the food, because I'm a food guy. I love food. I'm a big person, and I didn't just get big by accident. I got big as a mixture of genealogy, God, and genes, and food. So when I eat food, I judge it based on whether or not I like it or not. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is nothing at Waffle House that I can't get made somewhere else better. Not one thing. You show me one thing that Waffle House makes that I can't go to another restaurant with the same apparatus and have a much tastier experience. And if your palate is Waffle House, then you know what? I'm not going to say that you're like kind of low class, okay? It's a little low class if you think Waffle House is the shit. But most times you can't even take a chick to Waffle House. Like if you take a chick to Waffle House on a date, they're going to call you broke and some more stuff. So maybe we should just sell Waffle House to IHOP or something. And maybe they should or sell Waffle House to Cracker Barrel, like I was saying before. And then you could have Cracker House. Mix the Cracker Barrel with the Waffle House. You get yourself a staff that can fight and a staff that can cook. Mix them together, you got yourself the ingredients for a very fruitful establishment. That's all I'm saying. Al over here trying to dry snitch on Waffle House. I say nothing on Waffle House, okay? Because they throw hands. So we're not gonna talk bad about the employees and the possibility that they're panhandling narcotics as they drop off your what is that, the Jennifer platter or whatever that thing is with the damn ham on it. And they use the cheese slices that be from Dollar General or some shit that don't melt correctly. It melt in this exact shape that it's in. It doesn't like ooze into what cheese, which is made with milk, should do. I'm just saying, Waffle House is shit. So nonetheless, I'm gonna step away from that, but I'm just gonna say this. At some point in the future, folks, can we stop eating at Waffle House? Maybe if we stop patronizing that business, maybe they'll bring the level and the quality up just a little bit, so you don't have to worry about bringing your strap when you go to sit down and have some freaking eggs. Anyway, keep it moving. All right, let's get into some fun before we get into the good part. I've only got y'all for an hour tonight, so I hope you like it. If you're just coming in here, please hit the like button. We did some beta testing on the channel, and yes, the channel is still suppressed. So we do need likes, shares, super chats, activity. In the chat, like Al Bond and Purple Groovy. Everybody, okay? I need everybody to be involved, so to speak. So what's the second purge we have here? Oh, apparently people are getting Halloween started early, and in the honor of Purge of the BS, people have started like fake acting like they about to purge people. I'll let y'all see this. You'll understand what I'm saying when you see this, okay? But I'm gonna tell you right now, there's certain neighborhoods that they shouldn't do stuff like this in, but apparently they're doing some stuff. So where is this? Virginia. Okay, so in Virginia, apparently some folks have decided to dress up as various figures and terrorize people in the neighborhood. Oh yeah, I said it. They're dressing up as various figures and terrorizing people in the neighborhood. So let's see the story, okay? Al Bond over there putting Waffle House on the map. Boy, he said it's a bigger operation. It's not just the grill man. It's the guy in the back washing dishes. He's putting things up under the dishwashing. I don't know. I've never worked at Waffle House. Okay, so I cannot confirm nor deny any drug trafficking rumors that have to do with Waffle House. But I will say this, if you eat at Waffle House a lot, you're on drugs. I believe that. I believe if you are a frequenter of Waffle House, you also have a drug problem or a mental health problem. Something ain't right with you. But speaking of something ain't right with the people, so the police in Virginia are currently searching for a masked trio who's been showing up at people's doors like this. You see this creepy ass thing right here. Show up at the wrong door where I live, you ain't gonna survive that interaction. You will get blasted through the door. They use the Ring camera to get you in the scope. They're like, okay, I see where you're at, all right. Blow! And then right through the door. You be right on that front lawn, looking like a garden gnome. Let's see what we got
Chilling
here.
video captured on a Ring doorbell camera.
Open the door!
3 people wearing Halloween masks terrorizing a family in Alexandria, Virginia, just outside Washington, D.C., late Tuesday night.
Worst nightmare.
The 3 apparently laughing at first,
These
but their
are
actions
kids.
quickly becoming more sinister. From pulling on the front door
Open the door! Open the door!
to making the motion of cutting their throat before threatening to break into the house.
I'm gonna count to 10. If this door doesn't open, we're gonna come in. 1, 2.
I said Happy Halloween when they first came, asked them to get off the property.
Hold on, first of all, why are you saying Happy Halloween? It's not Halloween. If somebody shows up to your door dressed like that and it's not Halloween, how about we don't say happy anything? How about we don't even interact with these people? How about we throw a sign out the upper window that says no soliciting and trespassers will be shot? How about we notify them of that? This one's over here talking about trick or treat, happy Halloween. Girl, it's not even October 31st. What are you doing? You got to be more careful. Lucky she didn't get abducted.
When they didn't, that's when I realized it wasn't a joke anymore.
Our ABC affiliate WJLA speaking with Shayla, one of those family members inside. She says the 3 never got into the house.
They tore the whole thing down.
She says they made their way to the backyard, destroying her fence and the screen to the back door.
They came through there, and that's how they entered to get to our door to be able to knock on the back door.
I'm not aware of incidents that have occurred.
My man got the MLK picture behind him. In case you didn't know that he is an activist, I got the MLK picture behind me. So even kind of sounds like he's trying to sound like MLK. That's kind of weird. Oh, Coretta.
Of incidents that have occurred this heinous before, and that's why it's so concerning.
Police in Alexandria now investigating. The chief calling this video very alarming.
But we're
Yo, did you see this one though? The guy with the Michael Myers just standing there. Like, let's be real, guys. Let's be real. If somebody came up to your house like this, not on Halloween, why didn't she just call the police? Like, why is this not a police matter? Pretty sure she knew the kid. Probably her own kids. They don't like her, and they got out one night, and the kids were like, let's go scare mom by acting like Michael Myers and whatever else, some purge people. But there's no police involved, so it smells funny to me. I don't like this. Like this.
but we're going to take every step once we identify them to prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law.
Really?
Investigators say what may be seen as a prank days before Halloween is no joke.
Going around to their backyard, destroying property, and transitions from a prank to a criminal offense. And we take the
They don't have gloves on. You didn't get fingerprints. They all over the door. And this doesn't look like no screen door like the lady was talking about. What she was talking about, this looks like the front of the house. There's a mailbox over here. You don't deliver mail in the back of the house. You deliver mail in the front of the house. So that means this is the front of the house. And then they went around the back. They broke the fence. I don't think they broke the damn fence. I think the fence was broken, and she's trying to get some escrow money or something, and she's saying these people broke the fence. Because if all of that went on, why are there no police there, especially in Virginia? Virginia's a Commonwealth state. They love locking people up, especially for trespassing and shit like that. Oh yeah, they would have had a field day with this. So I don't know. I like I said, I don't like that they saying they terrorized the family and all that. They wouldn't have terrorized my family. You'd have got your chest blown the hell out standing on the porch like that. Shouts to Kelsey jumping in the chat. Kelsey, I have the same question. If she didn't call the police, she got with the news. The news got over there, though. The news hung out. News people was all in there, had her tell the whole story. Look at this. Whole story. She told the whole story. Her edges are telling the story, too, but we're not going to get into that because she's a victim, okay? Not going to victim blame. I'm not going to blame her edges for attracting negative attention. These things are possible, though.
That's when I realized it wasn't a joke anymore.
All right. Now, let me back it up to where she sounded really
off
stupid.
The property.
So she said Happy Halloween to some people on a day that's not Halloween. Then proceeded to have some type of interaction with them. Then realized that it was not a joke. Then still did not call the police, but managed to get the damn news people over there before she was able to repair the damage to the fence, the screen, or anything else. And there was no yellow police tape up like it was a damn crime scene. I'm inclined to believe she destroyed her own house and she just blaming it on these weird people that showed up that night. And she's trying to get an insurance claim done or something. But yeah, she
asked him to get off the property.
Here we go.
Two.
I said Happy Halloween when they first came.
I said Happy Halloween when they first came. That's where you went wrong. If it's not Halloween, I'm not saying happy nothing when you first get there. I'm happily calling the police the second you set foot on the grass. Do you understand me? And if you make it to the porch and you step up and you grab the door, now it is time to get the problem solver. Okay? And the problem solver will have your ass laid out in that driveway until the EMTs come to clean yourself up. So that's why I feel like these people must have known this person because they were like, oh yeah, there's no way we're going to get blasted through the door by a shotgun, because that's what would happen in a lot of communities around where I live. You would not do this. They'll find out later who you are when they take the mask off, but you're getting blasted off that porch. You don't get to come up on the porch.
Asked them to get off the property. When they didn't, that's when I realized it wasn't a joke anymore.
So when she said, hey, you guys need to get up out of here, and they just stood there all silent like on some Michael Myers shit, and your next thing wasn't, the police are on their way. Okay. I don't know about this story.
WJLA speaking with Shayla, one of those family members inside. She says the three never got into the house.
They tore the whole thing down.
She says they made their way to
breaking
the
fences,
backyard,
going in the back.
fence and the screen to the back door.
They came through there, and that's how they entered to get to our door to be able to knock on the back door.
I'm not aware of.
All right, there's a couple of things here. She said they were able to get to our door, so she doesn't live there by herself. I'm venturing to say that there's probably not a dude there, because the dude would have probably had to handle business. And he would have been in part of the story as like saying, hey, yeah, then I went outside and they started running or whatever the situation was. But it's only this woman talking about it. She was also the one that interacted with the people. So it sounds like she lives there by herself or she lives with her kids or something. So not saying that all of this doesn't happen if she has a man in the house, but let's just say that the situation might be a little different if some big burly ass man comes running out after these people. Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't actually Michael Myers out there. Like whoever that was, it wasn't actually Michael Myers. It was not actually that dude. So whoever that was could catch this ass whooping when I get out front. No, don't leave. Don't leave. I'm on my way out right now. And by the time I'm done with you, the EMTs and the police will be here to clean up the mess. Simple as that. So I'll let it run out one more time, but yeah, I don't like the story.
Before,
I don't like it at all.
And that's why it's so concerning.
Police in Alexandria now investigating. The chief calling this video very alarming.
But we're going to take every step once we identify them to prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law.
I have a dream that we prosecuted Michael Myers and some other Purgers in Virginia. Like, I don't even like how that guy talks. And it's always funny to me when I see a place like Virginia that has like the black police chief. Because I'm wondering, like, you know, these areas are not known for having black people in places and positions of power. So you kind of wonder, like, why they changed their mind with him. Was it because he sounded like Martin Luther King, because he was light-skinned? I don't know. I'm just saying, this doesn't seem like a case that would be tough to crack. They obviously walked up. They put their hands all over the doors, fingerprints everywhere. The one dude had moobs. You've seen his man boobs, so you can tell he's an overweight dude with plaits. Like, these are easy descriptions to pick up on in a black and white video on the ring cam. So if the police can't figure it out with this information, and I can see some stuff, I know these people are probably from the same neighborhood that this happened in, because they knew that lady wasn't going to shoot through the door. So they're probably just some kids in the neighborhood, a couple of teenagers, need to get a little ass whooping from somebody, and they'll get right. I'm just saying, if this is you, if anybody's watching this show, and you happen to be one of these terrorizers, I'll let you know. Feel free to stop by my house with this bullshit. Feel free to bank on your last day of life by coming to my house, or people like-minded to myself, coming by our homes with this goofy shit, thinking it's funny. It's not funny. It's real funny till you catch that hot lead coming through that door. It's real funny till you catch that. They need to stop playing over there. You're playing with people too much. You're making Shayla's edges go back even further than they needed to be. All for the sake of a prank. I ain't gonna lie, this one's pretty creepy though. This one, the Michael Myers one, it's pretty creepy. But you see how his chest is wide open? That's where that buckshot gonna go. Understood? Better be understood. Don't come with my shit like that. That's all I'm saying. Don't come to my shit like that. Or anybody I know like that. Because people I know would blast you through the door and buy a new door before the police get there. Won't be no evidence left except you laying in the front yard. And they'll be like, what happened? Hey, he came up on the porch, dressed as Michael Myers. It's not Halloween. I was fearing for my life. And the problem solver solved the problem. Simple enough. I don't think they're doing enough with that investigation, Kelsey. That's what I'm trying to say. Doesn't seem like this should be tough. It looked like they walked up. Even if they didn't walk up, they got out of some car. You know, they got cameras all over the place. It's in Virginia. So, yeah, I think they're on some, well, we can't really see the faces, so can't make a positive identification. And if they come back, let us know. This time, call the police before you go saying Happy Halloween to them. Like, you might want to do that. That'd be cool. But I'm just saying, I think they're not really doing much with the investigation. They just, you know, it's that time of year. So they basically decided that it's time to like talk stuff where people are in costume. I'm not a big fan of it. Like I said, I think it's a bad investigation. But the fact that they got the news out there before they got a suspect, why was there no police in the thing? Like, it wasn't, hey, I was the first responding officer. We saw some boot prints. We're looking for a person approximately this height who had on some Nike ACG boots on this night. Like, nothing. They gave us nothing. They said, we're looking for Michael Myers, the president, the nun from the freaking, whatever movie that was. I think it was The Town, where they robbed the bank and they came out as nuns and they had like the little nun faces. They had that one. And that other one was pretty creepy too, the Purge looking one. But nonetheless, they're not going to find nothing. Kelsey, they're not going to find nothing. So I hope you don't live in Virginia. But if you do, if you see these people on the porch, you have my permission to go ahead and solve that problem on your own, okay? Go ahead, grab your problem solver. Put that little mug to work, okay? Got it. All right, well, let's get into what we came for. I had to purge a little bit of BS first because that came up today, and I was just like, here we go with this Halloween shit. Happy Halloween. It's the 15th or whatever date it was. Why are you saying Happy Halloween? That woman's stupid. I'm just going to be honest. If something happened to you and you came out on some Happy Halloween and it's like the 15th, not saying it's your fault that you get, whatever happens to you, but I'm just saying you could have made better choices and possibly survived the encounter. That's all I'm saying. So speaking of surviving the encounter, let's get into this damn NoKings thing, Okay, because everybody's been talking about it all day. And I, of course, made the choice to go sniff around a little bit, see what's going on. Because I was told that it was going to be like a civil war was supposed to start. There's supposed to be an Antifa rally going on. Nationwide, taking over. No kings. And I of course, I wasn't planning on destroying anything because I don't have time to be in nobody's jail for that kind of shit. And honestly, me blowing up a Walgreens is not going to change the price of gas. Now, I will say this. If me blowing up a Walgreens could change the price of gas, there's a chance that I would blow up a Walgreens. I'm just, hey, don't hate me for that. I'm just saying it's for the greater good. I'm doing it for the greater good. It's not about me anymore. Being selfless. So if that was the thing, if they said, hey, every time you blow up a Walgreens, the price of gas and energy comes down $1, you might catch me around a Walgreens. That's all I'm saying. You might catch me around it. Maybe I'm not the person that does it, but I might supply the munitions to another person. I don't know. I'm just saying. The point I'm trying to make is when they do these protests, I'm always not concerned, but I'm always curious about like, what are we, what's the end game here? What are we trying to get here? Now, if it's destruction, that never really gets anybody anywhere. And a bunch of people get arrested, tear gas, a couple people get shot. That's never good. But it's like, it's all part of the cinema. And I don't like the cinema part of it. It's like, if we're going to do this, let's fucking do it. Excuse my language, but if we're going to do something, let's do it. And if we're going to do it soft, let's make it soft then. If it's going to be a rally where everybody's just having a good time, hey, let's break out the smokers, the grills. Let's get a DJ over here. Let's do some electric slides and shit for the No Kings electric slide. And we can have a good time. We can have a freaking kumbaya out this joint, if that's what we're going to do. If it's going to be something where we're coming up against power, or speaking truth to power, whatever that thing is they're always talking about, then that's fine too. Whatever it's going to be. But when the media portrays something to me, they did this to me a while ago. They told me that the Trump rally was going to be a Nazi rally, right? So, of course, I'm curious. I got to see. And it was not a Nazi rally. So I was very upset by this. I want to see, you don't tell me there's going to be a Nazi rally and then I show up to it and people are giving me, merch and shit, and saying, hey, come sit over here. Hey, you thirsty? We got water over here if you're thirsty. It doesn't cost you anything. That's like the opposite of the Nazi rally. So you tell me this one's going to be the Antifa thing, and then they're going to cause what they call a dissension in the ranks throughout the entire United States of America. I didn't see that in most places. Shout out to Storm 1163 stopping in the chat as well. But yeah, I didn't see that in the first round. I didn't see it when I went to the Trump rally. I didn't see it when I went to the No Kings thing today. So I'm going to let you guys know. If you don't know, all of it is bullshit, okay? If you did not know, I'm going to say it for you one more time. All of it is bullshit, okay? All right. I have gone, I have seen, I have attended, I have been present, and I can with full 100% understanding, I can report back that it's all bullshit. The people that you see on TV doing the goofy shit, it's like 5 dudes out of 5,000. And those people, I know some of y'all are not going to like to hear this, those people are paid to do that. They are recruited and asked to be badasses. Go be a badass in this location. They don't do it everywhere. That's why if you go to certain rallies, they don't even have the police there. They don't have any need for the National Guard or none of that kind of stuff. It's just a bunch of old people outside with signs and a couple of guys dressed as women and a few people in weird costumes like SpongeBob, Barney, a unicorn, a zebra. This is all shit I saw today. That's all I'm saying. There was a zebra out there. There was, what else was out there? There was a bunch of different stuff out there. There was a weird alien looking, I think it was a Teletubby. There was a Teletubby out there, and I can't take that serious. Yeah, that's just me. I can't take that serious. Like, if you want me to have a protest, I can't be standing next to a dude in a dinosaur costume chanting, you know, democracy now or whatever the hell it is. When do we want it now? What do we want? Justice, all that kind of shit. And you in a damn dinosaur suit. And it's not even a regular dinosaur suit. It's the one with the air in it, so the head be moving around and stuff. It's kind of jerky. It's very unsettling. But this is the cast of characters. So for those that wanted to take it serious, I'm sorry, it's not serious. It's not. It just is what it is. So let's purge this bullshit about it. Because if you want to go out on a Saturday and attend the protest, attend it with the right mind. The next time I go, I'm bringing my grill. Okay? And I'm going to start selling plates because there wasn't no food out there. I'm going to start selling plates. Hey, this is an all-American plate. You see what I'm saying? I'll play on it. I'll freaking get some blue styrofoam and shit, some red and white utensils, and sell plates out there. Them people was hungry and wasn't no food, and all I could think of was business. Like, damn, I missed out on this. So, even though us regular people were out and about, either at a protest, protesting, or whatever they were doing, our government officials also were doing their part, according to this. And there's been this viral clip of Nancy. You guys know Nancy Pelosi, the Pelosian. Nancy Pelosi, okay, jumped on, I guess she was doing a speech or something. I'll let y'all see it. We'll just go this way. Storm 1163, you got it. When you see all these people doing stuff on a Saturday and you're wondering what other constructive things they could actually be for the community. Like I said, bust out the grills. Let's have a barbecue competition. If that's what we're going to do. It's a beautiful Saturday. Let's get some charcoal going. Maybe some propane for those that like it. But for the real ones, we need some charcoal going. I need a big-ass smoker over there that you could put a body in for 13 hours. With some brisket in it. Let's do it. Let's do that. The next time we do a rally, let's bring the food, and everybody, let's just judge food. Because this is not helping anything that's going on at the White House. The question was, are these protests putting the Trump administration and the White House under pressure? I would say no. You know why? Because the government's still shut down. So if this was a thing, the government would have been reopened on Friday so that it wouldn't have been a thing on Saturday for people to be protesting about. And most people, if they were like just getting their job back, they might not want to be part of a protest. They might get in trouble. So they're like, hey, I just got my job back. I'm not going to go out to the protest. But the ones that did not have jobs apparently had plenty of time. So I'm going to show you what Nancy Pelosi did. She's going viral for this. And, you know, all of our senators and folks, they're always trying to go viral for some act. So this is her act, okay? So she's got a little crown in her hand. Over on this side, she got a little crown. Like it's paper, it's not metal. She's not that strong. And look what she does.
Tear up the crown.
Ah!
Tear up the crown.
All right, I thought this was AI at first, you know, because of the shortness of the video. It lacked context. Like, what part of the speech was this? And why is she tearing up a Burger King crown? You know? But apparently this was her show of, I guess she doesn't support the king's thing. But this is America, guys. We do not have a king in America. We do have a president. And that changes every 4 years, or at least the president changes every 4 years. The office still remains the same. But I don't think we need to protest the whole no kings thing because there's no kings, guys. Okay? Somebody voted him in the office through our so-called democracy, through our so-called electorate. So this wasn't, you know, his dad was the king and he was the prince, and then his dad died and he became the king. It's not that kind of situation. They voted for him. Okay? So whether you think he's the king or not the king, somebody liked him enough to vote for him. So if you want something to change, put a better candidate on the opposite end, and then you don't have to worry about shit like that. But until you do, this is what you got, okay? You got Nancy Pelosi tearing up Burger King crowns for clicks and views. I mean, I'm not sure what was she doing with this. Is she supposed to be pissing somebody off with this? I don't know. What else we got? All right, so this is on X. So you know X is pretty brutal when it comes to opinions. But this image does say a lot. She definitely doesn't look like she really believes what she's doing. It's almost like somebody put her up to it, and she got a check as a result. But at the end of the day, Nancy and the rest of y'all, go deal with getting the government open. I don't need y'all ripping up crowns and shit. I can go do that somewhere else. And it's making people... All right, what did Trump say? Thank you to the NoKings protesters yesterday. I was very concerned a king was trying to take my place, but thanks to your tireless efforts, I am still your president. Okay, I don't really know what that means, but it looks like they're taking an opportunity to make fun of Nancy. Goes. I mean, y'all can talk all the shit about alcohol you want. If you know, truth be told, it's legal. All right, so they took some time to make fun of Nancy. I see it. All right. But at the end of the day, she did nothing either by tearing up the crown. She just did that for clicks and views. So let's get back to the situation here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Anybody else who's in the chat, did anybody else go and not necessarily partake in the protest itself, but attend and just kind of see what was going on? Because I've been to 2 or 3 of these things now, and it gets worse every time. The first time around, all I saw was people with like Statue of Liberty stuff on, like American costume. I saw somebody dressed as Captain America. There was a few people dressed like Uncle Sam. Like, it was very red, white, and blue, you know. But it seems like recently it's gotten to be more cartoonish with these other people here. Can anybody explain to me why in the hell folks are dressing up like cartoon characters and furries and shit to go to the protest? I need someone to explain this to me. Because I went to this thing and I didn't want to interact with the people because the folks that are dressed up like that are not the type of people I really want to interact with. I'm personally a little afraid of them. I think that if I start talking to them, they're going to say something weird. Day of the Geechee is over, or something stupid like that. And then I have to now entertain a conversation with an idiot. So I stay away from folks like that. I don't know, you might be a damn doctor in that damn outfit, right? But I don't care. I think you're crazy, and I think something's wrong with you, so I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be close to you so you can try to talk to me. Speaking of trying to talk to me, let me explain something to you. Let me show y'all something. You see this shirt here? It says, "Don't hassle me, I'm local," okay? For my old heads, y'all understand where the shirt came from. It's from a movie called What About Bob? Years ago, right? I wore this shirt because I didn't want people to freaking hassle me. Where we sat at was away from people. Like, we could see everything. We were still around it, but it was deliberately in the cut. Like, if you saw where we sitting at, you could tell this is a group of people that does not want to be bothered. So let's not go bother them. You know, them people still manage to find ways to come over there and talk to us. We ain't said nothing to nobody, and I got a shirt on that says, "Don't hassle me, I'm local," right? And y'all still managed to come over and Why don't you come over there with us? Nah, man. I'm staying right over here. I don't trust none of y'all. Y'all crazy. Tell me why that guy's over there in the unicorn costume, and then maybe we can have a discussion. But I'm not going over there. Anyway. And the truth is, yes, I understand. The No Kings thing is really about people losing elections, and everybody's had their time of losing elections. January 6th was the result of a lost election. And it took years. They're still talking about that shit to this day. I mean, people did go into the Capitol and take shits on the desk. That was a bit much. But that's what happened when they lost. So everybody gets weird when they lose. We got a bunch of sore losers in America, but the truth is, you can't always win. Somebody got to lose in order for somebody to win. It's the reason why we have the election in the first place, and they run campaigns, and they come to your little towns, and they talk all this stuff to make you think that they're going to do something for you personally, when really they just need your vote. And then they'll be back in 4 years to do it again. Now, if you've lived on this planet and in this country long enough, you know how that works. You know that's the way things work. So stop getting caught up. Trump is like, he's going to save the world. No, he's not. He's just running for president. The president doesn't save the world. The president saves the country, or at least saves the billionaires in the country. But he's not here to save the world, man. Nancy Pelosi's not here to save the world. Hakeem Jeffries is not here to save the world. AOC, not here to save the world. None of them are here to save the world. They're here to save their own asses and hopefully stay in power however they can. That's the honest truth. I know that's not, a lot of y'all ain't going to be happy with that. But I didn't get on this tonight to make people happy. I got on this tonight to say, look, they did all of this organization. I believe it was through Walmart. Somebody said Walmart was the one that did it. But at the end of it, there's no conversation being had at all. Okay? There's no conversation being had at all about any changes. No conversation being had at all about the government shutdown. So what did they change today? What happened today? Nothing. What did happen today was it was Genesis's birthday, and that was the best thing that happened today. Okay? Not that No Kings protest. But once again, I'm going to give it up for Genesis, who is normally on the panel on Saturdays. It's her birthday. She took the day off to go enjoy her youth while she still has it. Because you get old fast in this world. So shouts to Jen, of course. So I will say this, the media is trying to spin it in a sort of a funky way. They basically are trying to make it seem like something happened today. So on my YouTube feed, it's all, No Kings protests express fear and frustration with Trump, and police drop nightmare news on Trump after No King protest. No King protests are putting Donald Trump under pressure, which I don't believe. I don't believe he's under any pressure at all because nobody down there was doing nothing. So that's all I'm saying. So let's listen to this little story because I believe that they're going to say that, that the No Kings protests are hate rallies, which is the same thing they said when the Republicans were doing rallies. Wasn't that the Nazi rally? So we can't have it on both sides. Or if it's on both sides, that means it's bullshit on both sides. That's what I'm saying. Everybody can't be the damn Nazi, anti-fascist, Antifa. Everybody can't be that. Some people just live here and pay taxes, and that's it. But let's see what this group has to say. Hold on. That's a long clip. We ain't gonna make it through this whole thing.
Hunter Dunn, one of our next guests, points out Trump, quote, wants to stifle speech. The best way to prevent your speech from being stifled is having so many people exercising their First Amendment rights together that he can't possibly arrest all of them. And that's how you weaken him.
All right, before we even get started, how many people got arrested? And if you did get arrested, if people got arrested, did they get arrested for peaceful protest? Somebody's going to have to show me the numbers because I don't believe that people just were randomly getting arrested at these protests. That was not what happened. I was there. I'm still around. Ain't nobody arrest me. And I look like a usual suspect. big, black, and boisterous, and I make a lot of noise when I get pissed off. And there was no police where I was at. Like, the cops weren't even there to lock people up, let alone being there and people getting locked up. They weren't even there. They weren't there directing traffic. They weren't there, meaning it's not a danger to them or to the community to them. So much so that they didn't even have a police presence at a rally that had a few hundred people standing on the side of the street. So it's not that important. It's not that dangerous. And this is bullshit. But all right, I'm sorry. I only got 10 seconds into it before I heard some bullshit. Push back against Trump. What did you push back? You didn't push nothing.
Joining us now is Hunter Dunn, National Press Coordinator for the 5051 movement, which is part of the No Kings Day Coalition. Hunter is helping organize the downtown Los Angeles demonstration today. Also joining us, former Congressman Joe Walsh, author of The Social Contract on Substack. He's speaking at the No Kings rally in Hartford, Connecticut. Gentlemen, thank you both very much for coming to the weekend. Former Congressman Joe, one of my big concerns about the No Kings demonstrations across the country today, the one you're participating in, the one Hunter's participating in, is not the specter of violence on the part of the protesters. It's the specter of potential violence on the part of people who want to instigate something, who want to turn this into something that turns the horrifying and deplorable descriptions of the people who are going to take this to the streets today by the Speaker of the House and other Republicans, that this is somehow not the will of the American people exercising itself as guaranteed in the Constitution.
Oh, Jonathan, absolutely. And you're right. This is part and parcel. This is what Trump, that dictator, that king in the White House, has been doing for the last number of months, putting the military on our streets. He's the one who wants violence. He's the one inciting violence. But I'm so fired up, Jonathan. I've already had like 6 cups of coffee.
Oh, Lord.
No, man, that's just the beginning. I mean, think about what today is. Today is all about love for this country. We are going to see the largest, I mean the largest, peaceful protest in American history. People from all over the country coming together, right? We may disagree on a lot of issues, but everybody today is united in no kings, not here, not in America. And the key word there, Jonathan, is peaceful, because you nailed it. The other side, Trump and his people, they want violence, and they're going to try to incite it all day. Ain't going to happen.
Hunter, I want to play some sound from the White House press secretary along the lines of what the congressman is talking about.
The Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world.
Hunter, what do you think they are trying to signal here, right? Because, you know, to Doe's point, to Jonathan's point, at the end of the day, the concern is a trap, right? Setting a trap for folks to overreact. But it also, this language is about signaling to people what should happen, right? Signaling to their folks what they should be on the lookout. Calling someone a terrorist brings some kind of emotions to the American psyche about how you could treat that person and how they should be treated.
All right. You know, I see where this is going. And I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is because a couple of weeks ago, when this dude named Charlie Kirk, you might have heard of him, got his neck blowed the hell out on live freaking CNN coverage. And everybody said, let's tone down the rhetoric. And everybody's like, no, we're not toning it down because they won't tone it down. And now it's on this. Basically, they won't tone it down. Now y'all's rally is a terrorist, whatever the hell it is. Now it's not y'all. Now we're gonna bring it back to the January 6th people. Like I said, I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. Y'all all do it. You want everybody to believe that the other side, whatever side they're on or not on, is some damn terrorists. And believe you me, the biggest terrorists in this country are not people that follow a political party, but they do follow a particular profile. And I'm not gonna get into it. But it ain't about political parties. There's some crazy people and there's some not crazy people. And the crazy people are a problem. And they be on both sides doing dumb shit whenever they get upset. Your side upset on this side, y'all upset doing this stupid stuff over here. You get upset on this side, y'all upset doing the stupid stuff over here. The rhetoric is a problem. And I like what the guy's trying to say, but it's only because right now they pointing it at y'all. But when it was, you know, Charlie Kirk was a damn Nazi and that, speaking hate and all of and they basically said that he deserved to get shot in the damn neck in front of everybody like that. I don't believe that at all. I did not agree with a lot of stuff that Charlie Kirk had to say, but I don't agree that the way he went out was deserved of him based on the things that he said. He wasn't really that bad. I mean, I say worse shit to people than Charlie Kirk said. Black people, hey black people, hi black folks. We talk to each other way worse than Charlie Kirk was talking to black people. And most of his crowds weren't black. So what real effect did he have on y'all? None. So there was no reason to be up in arms about that whole thing. That wasn't our fight anyway. But they bring us into the shit and got us thinking Charlie Kirk was there to destroy black people. Was he? Was he doing this thing in D.C.? Was he really? Let's be honest here. Most of us didn't even follow Charlie Kirk. We didn't even know who he was until he got shot. So that means whatever his influence was, it was not that freaking powerful. But all of a sudden, because of how he went out, now he's got to be freaking Antichrist. So no, I'm sick of this shit on both sides. It's just whoever's the recipient always wants to say, we need to tone the rhetoric down. Yeah, it's always like that when it's you that they're talking about. But when it comes from the other side, it's the same way. When they were talking about January 6th was not an insurrection, then what the hell was it? It was not a White House tour. You see what I'm saying? So let's just be honest about the shit. All of y'all ain't right. All of y'all ain't right. All of y'all. You talk shit about each other all day long, and then you wonder why the average American person loses their mind and goes out here trying to shoot somebody. It's because of mainstream media. So I don't want to hear this shit. I'm going to let them keep talking, but I hate that they do that. Every time it's y'all folks, now the rhetoric got to tone down. But then when it's on the other side, and like I said, it's not just Democrats, it's Republicans too. It's everybody does this. It's always, they got to tone the rhetoric down when it's somebody else. But then when it's y'all, it's like, oh, well, they didn't tune the rhetoric down when they were going through it, so we don't have to do it now. Well, then you sound like a hypocrite. That's what you sound like. Matter of fact, it's not even what you sound like. You're a hypocrite. And they're all hypocrites. All of them. And I don't like the people on this panel either. I'm starting to feel a certain type of way. I like the black dude that's in the middle. The guy, I kind of like his stuff. But you can tell he's very left-leaning because he's driving the conversation in a certain direction. But it's also MSNBC. So, you kind of get what you're paying for on that. But I don't like this guy on the bottom. He looks like a young, weird Quentin Tarantino guy. Then this other guy with the gray hair, I don't like him because he's always nodding. I don't like people that, like, when you're talking, they're always nodding. Look, let me get to my point before you agree. You nodding, you don't even know what I'm about to say. You just, no. I hate people that do that. Sorry, hate is a strong word. I truly dislike people that do that. They're disingenuous, always nodding. Watch out for anybody that's always nodding when you're talking. They ready to agree with any stupid thing you might possibly say. Okay? So I got that out my system. Let's get back to let's get back to Lionel Richie up here in the corner, see what else he's talking about
in this country.
Oh, that was it.
Well, first off, it's pretty obvious that they were showing
one
picture
what
of
you
a
got?
peaceful Muslim man over and over again while talking about so-called violent criminals.
I wonder why, Hunter. Why?
So, I just, for the news channel that's so concerned with the left inciting violence, maybe don't show just one Muslim guy when talking about Hamas terrorists, especially because he's not. He's a peaceful Democratic candidate. As someone who isn't a registered Democrat, I'm an independent. The constituency of the NoKings protest are people left, right, and center who are pro-democracy, anti-fascism, and nonviolent. If you fit into those three categories, you're welcome at any NoKings protest, whether you're closer to me in ideology or to our friend, former Congressman Joe.
Mm-hmm. Joe, on that note, protesters across the country, protest leaders are putting out statements indicating that they are going to be peaceful, that they are going to simultaneously protest this authoritarian regime. That's in their words. We got a statement in real time in the middle of the show from one of the protest leaders in Virginia who's reacting to Governor Glenn Youngkin's moves to activate the Virginia National Guard. This protester ends with, "We won't be intimidated. We won't be silenced. Instead, we look forward to peacefully gathering today with thousands in attendance, speaking truth to power and having our voices heard." For those those watching this show across the country who are maybe getting ready to go out and protest themselves, what advice do you have to them in terms of any potential provocation that they might be receiving today, whether they're in a city with national guard or not?
My advice is loud, proud, joyous, happy, be all about love for this country and be peaceful. And think about this. What my former party is scared to death of, and some have told me this privately. That's why Speaker Johnson and some of my former colleagues, oh my God, I mean, terrorists, calling people today terrorists, what they are afraid of is mammoth, peaceful protest.
Why would you be afraid of mammoth, peaceful protest? That's a good question. Why would you be afraid of people just standing around talking and honking horns and waving flags around? Mammoth, peaceful protest is nothing to be afraid of. It's unrest that people are afraid of. Nobody cares if you come out there in a Barney outfit with your American flag and you're just being outside. Like, that's not dangerous to the rest of us. It's weird that you put on a Barney costume to go to a protest, but it's not dangerous. So nobody's afraid of mammoth, peaceful protest. And you know how I know that? Because nothing changed at all. Nothing. The president thanked you guys for doing a protest. He didn't say, you know what? After seeing all these people protesting today, we're going to try to do X, Y, and Z. Or we're going to come to the table and discuss X, Y, and Z. None of that. So nothing changed at all. At all. The only thing that changed for me is that you can't keep telling me that these things are Antifa rallies and Nazi rallies and shit like that. I'm showing up expecting to see the drama, and it's a bunch of kumbaya and Hakuna Matatas going on. And people being really damn nice. And this is on both sides. I've been to both. So you can't make a true observation if you're so leaning to one side that you can't go to either side. I go wherever the fuck I want. So because of that, I'm able to go where the fuck I want. So if I want to go to a Trump rally today, hey, Trump rally it is. If I want to go to a No Kings protest today, hey, No Kings protest it is. You know why? Because I'm a full-blown true American. I move around this country wherever the fuck I want to go. And you can't tell me where I can go and where I can't go. But what I can tell you is this. All of them people outside today, wasn't none of them talking to the president or the administration. They were talking to each other. Just echo chambers of thousands of people standing outside talking shit. But at the end of it, nothing changed. They had Cory Booker was out there. I seen him on a clip. He's out there chanting with people. Cory, we don't need you outside chanting, bro. We need you inside handling business. I have asked these people numerous times, and I'm going to say it again. All of y'all senators and governors and da-da-da's and all of that, just go govern some shit. I don't want you out in the street with the rest of them. Because that, to me, you become as ineffective as they are. If you out in the street singing, you know, what do we want? Justice. When do we want it now? But you in the street singing it and not in that damn, in the halls of Congress handling your business, then you're not effective. You are a waste of time. You're a waste of my vote. If you out here in the street with me, for all of that, then let me go do it. I'll go have the conversation with the people you don't seem to want to talk to. You want to be out here for photo ops and shit. But nothing changed. At all. Anyway. But Ghost 40 shouts for stopping in the chat. You know what I'm saying about, it's like when it's on one side, it's one thing. Then when it flips sides, they act like they ain't even say the shit that they was just saying on the other side. As if we weren't here to hear it. Which is why I can use my own personal experiences, because I decided to go to the places. Oh, this is going to be a KKK rally? Let me go find out. And if I make it out of here alive, then y'all talking that bullshit. And guess what? I'm still alive. So that means that was bullshit. So then they say, oh, this is going to be an Antifa civil war is about to start with this new No Kings thing. Well, I went out there today and all I could think of was I was mad they didn't have any food. I said, if you want me to protest some shit for you, you're going to have to at least give me some snacks. Something. Little bag of some, Lay's, regular Lay's. You don't even got to get special with them. The regular yellow Lay's bag and a Hug juice. Give me something. I'm parched from all of this chanting that we're doing. And I need sustenance. And the rally was only scheduled for like 2 hours. Like, first of all, I can talk for 2 hours on my podcast and say more than what the hell they were saying. You got to have a rally that don't have an end time. We going to start at this time. At some point, we're going to march to this place. And then we might sit down in front of a building. I don't know. But you got to come up with more stuff that actually forces change. That's all I'm saying. I'm not impressed with any of them. They're fortunate they have the kind of reach that they do to be able to get that many people organized together, and that is a blessing, but I think it's a waste. The average person like myself can't get 5 million people to get behind a cause. Not because it's not a good cause, but I just can't reach that many people. The way that reach works and impressions on YouTube, I'll never be able to get a message in front of 5 million people simultaneously. And then have it grow and have organizers in different cities and all that. I'll put it that way. The organization was very well done. They had websites. They got all of that. But at the end of the day, there's no new conversation being had. And the government's still shut down. So I hope you had fun on your Saturday. I had fun. I enjoyed myself, except for the fact that they didn't have food. That's going to be my biggest pet peeve. Like, if y'all want people to keep coming out, you're going to have to start serving up. Have a little lunch break for them. Get a little line going. Play some music. Get people dancing. That's how you get a protest going. Yeah, that's it. And I've been saying it for 2 years now. Ever since the senatorial types started trying to make this move to social media and being more about clicks and views. And I've been telling them, man, go govern some shit. I do not need you out here singing with the rest of us. Because at that point, you're just as effective as the rest of us, which is ineffective. We're not effective at all. We don't get to go to the halls of Congress and have a debate and come up with legislation. We don't get to do anything like that. So if you're not there doing that, then you're ineffective, congresswoman, congressman, congressperson. I see through your bullshit. I know you want to be out here saying you're a man of the streets or you're a person of the culture and all that. Great. Sounds good. But go govern some shit and then we're cool. I don't need you out here. And so to a degree, I have way more respect for the ones that don't do that. Everybody that jumps out there, they want to be on a podium somewhere being looked at, but they're not doing the shit that needs to be done, which is to govern and legislate. That's their daily job. Don't come out with me on a Saturday when you wasn't at work on Friday, handling the business of the American people. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm telling you, I know it sounds harsh, but I've been to three different rallies in the last number of months, and I've gone to both sides, just so y'all couldn't say that I wasn't checking both sides. And I don't want to hear that shit no more. I've been. A lot of y'all haven't even gone to nothing. Got the nerve to tell me what I can't go to. Well, let me tell you what. I've been to both of them, and they both the same damn thing. Except I didn't see Barney costumes when I went to the Trump rally. I saw a lot of really weird-looking American stuff, a lot of Confederate flags, things that, stereotypically would make somebody of my color very uncomfortable. But I will say this, the same people with the Confederate flags on were also the same people that were offering me seats, water, and snacks. So I'll say this, at least on that side, the Trump rally, they had food. Y'all didn't have no food at the No Kings. No Kings, no food. Protest. That's my problem. Don't invite me to shit that don't have food. You know what? That's the new rule. If you want me to come out, all you got to do is guarantee that there's food there. And there's people in my life that will tell you this is true. You ask, hey, can you come to such and such place with me? And I'm like, I'll be going back and forth. All they got to say is, yo, free food. Free food, and it's catered. They got seafood, it's free. Lobster tail, whatever, it's free. Oh, I'm there. Matter of fact, I'm not only there, I'm early. And I got Tupperware, in case y'all got something left. Are we taking plates? No, I'm taking a whole stash. I'm taking this whole aluminum pan of whatever y'all got left, and I'm taking it home. Yes, call me greedy, whatever. I like to eat, so what? And if you want me in a place, promise me food. I'm there. Want me to come by your house? Say, hey, I'm making dinner. Why don't you come have something to eat? Now, if you suck at cooking, I'm going to let you know, too, because I'm honest. So if a person like me don't eat the food, if you see my plate hasn't really been touched, that means you can't cook. Because if you could cook, the only thing that's going to be left on the plates is the remnants of what the hell you put on it. I throw down. I ain't playing. So, nonetheless, I want to continue to take this to a point where maybe we can just disconnect from the bullshit. If we're going to organize millions of people to do something, can we organize them to do something that actually has impact? It was great for the news stations. I'm on my algorithm right now. Oh, my God. Everybody's got a No Kings protest video right now. Well, I did mine earlier. I was live. I told y'all I'd go live from one. I did. It wasn't that easy because I was having some camera problems, but you got the point. The point is I was there. I'm still alive. Nobody came to kill me. The police didn't arrest everybody. ICE wasn't locking people up. Nobody was laid out in the middle of the damn street, at least not where I was at. Not saying it didn't happen in other places, but the grand majority of people are not those people. The people that do that kind of shit are literally paid actors. Literally paid groups that show up in places like Chicago, major cities, and they are there to start some shit. Fortunately, where I was at, mostly retirees, and everybody had golf carts and shit, you know, drinking mimosas, having a ball. They drew their little signs up, and nothing was too crazy. It's not like they had like a picture of an aborted baby or something on a poster. It was very tame. But it was also without food. And that's an issue for me. So I'm gonna play another minute or two of this. But like I said, I get tired of the rhetoric. At this point, the governors ain't governing shit. The government is still shut down. Some people missed the paycheck. A few people ain't gonna get their jobs back. That is the bone of contention right now. That is what we should be protesting. Is the government being shut down. They weren't protesting that. They're just saying there's no kings in America. Well, guess what? We know that because we understand how our system works. And you can't be elected to be the king in America. That's not how it works. You got 4 years to be the president, and that's it. And it's been in play for years. So let's stop with the whole Trump is who Trump is. He's an authoritarian person because he's been a rich dude his whole life. Hard to tell him no. People don't tell him no. So of course he's going to feel a sense of entitlement. And he's the damn president. And he won the presidency like off the street. He wasn't a career-long politician. He actually kind of shitted on y'all process by just being like, oh, y'all don't want me to run for y'all Democrats? I'll just be a Republican then. Didn't even have to show loyalty or nothing. So you know what? Maybe if we stop focusing on how much we don't like Donald Trump and started focusing more on how we actually fix the problem, which is our governors aren't governing shit. That's why we have these issues. And it's not just Democrats, it's all of them. They too busy trying to be out here with us, trying to get clicks and views from us, trying to start podcasts and shit and invade the space on YouTube for people who are impartial, like myself. I don't want every congressperson to have a damn podcast because it messes up the algorithm. For those of us who actually like to have real conversation and aren't here to push propaganda. So I'm sick of that shit. But I'll let this play out for a couple more minutes because I do have to go. But I wanted y'all to get a full scale and a full scope of what I dealt with today. And then see how the news media is packaging it. But I also want you to understand the federal government is still closed. So if we were protesting something, why wasn't that the protest? I still don't understand.
That's what scares the heck out of them.
No, it doesn't.
What they want is violence. What they want is division. They don't want millions and millions and millions of Americans, by the way, like Hunter and I, who will be out there, who disagree on probably a bunch of policy, but we're united in defending democracy. That's what's bringing everybody out today. And that's what scares them. So my advice is be loud and proud, be a happy warrior today, love for this country. I mean, that's why you believe in No Kings, and remain peaceful, no matter what.
Well, right, and to your point, Joe, you were talking about some of the language and rhetoric coming from your former colleagues. Let's just play a little montage of the rhetoric coming from.
You this guy with the shaking head, and he's doing all this. Stop. You know what that is? You know what that is? Cocaine is a powerful drug. And I'm making no assumption that the guy is currently on cocaine, but I feel like he's had a relationship with it at some point in the last 24 hours before he did this interview. It keeps him hyped up. Cocaine and coffee. That's how he gets down.
From Republicans on the Hill.
They call it the No Kings rally. We call it the Hate America rally because we have all the Marxists collected, all the Antifa people, the BLM remnants. You'll have the pro-Hamas wing of the Democratic Party, and they're going to be out here demonstrating and screaming and wailing.
These guys are playing to the most radical, small, and violent base in the country. We call it the Hate America rally because you'll see the hate for America all over this thing when they show up.
I mean, I don't even know who Joe, you've had your say on this kind of deplorable rhetoric. But Hunter, I'm wondering, once the sound of that came out, a lot of the commentary has been, you know what, that's actually kind of backfiring and is sort of stiffening the spines of Democrats on Capitol Hill. But what do you think that kind of rhetoric throughout this week has done for your efforts to get people out today for No Kings rallies?
Yeah, I think that it has massively increased turnout. It has strengthened the American people against the kind of rhetoric that Mike Johnson and other members of the House GOP leadership are doing. A, because they're busy making up random lies rather than releasing the Epstein files. But B, more importantly, they're lying to the American people.
But they already did this, okay? So this is why I'm getting tired of it. This is it. This is it. They already did this. What we need to be focused on is the damn government being shut down, okay? Some of them jobs ain't coming back. Let's all be real. People are getting furloughed. Some people are getting fired. Some of them jobs ain't coming back. So what that does is that's going to flood the job market on the private sector for regular average people who might be looking for a job. Now you've got a bunch of federal employees looking for jobs in the private sector who have years of experience, a great resume. Like you could call a director of some government agency as their damn reference versus calling Craig from whatever job you worked at. You know what I'm saying? So it's tilting the scales as far as job opportunities. For the average person, we don't want a bunch of federal people hitting the job market right now. It's just not good for everybody. They need to, but it does suck because I do believe that a lot of those jobs were created jobs. Sometimes it's like they needed to keep a person around. They had to justify their existence. So they created these certain jobs, certain titles and stuff, and the titles really mean nothing. And so this is the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing that can happen when you're on a job is that you get removed from the job and everything works fine after you're gone. Because you won't get the job back if everything works fine after you're gone. Things need to come crashing down. If they don't come crashing down, then the Trump administration can say, see, we didn't need those people in the first place because shit is still running just fine and none of them are here anymore. So that's why a lot of those jobs aren't going to come back because right now, with the exception of certain things, things are still running fine. IRS is still sending out notices. You know what I'm saying? The Department of Minerals and all that kind of stuff, they still running. Department of Public Works is still running. Parks and Wildlife still running. The WIC program got funded by tariff money. The military just got paid. So you see all of these things, they're still working. And hundreds of thousands of people are no longer at work. So if it works without them, why would they want to give them the jobs back? See what I'm saying? They'll give it to AI or find some automated process to do it, but you're not getting that job back. If it works just as well without you there, then there's no point of keeping you. I know that's a harsh reality for some, but what would have happened or should have happened was the second that they got rid of all them people, the whole shit should have crashed. Then America would have been like, oh my God, we can't have the government shut down like this because it's crashing this, it's crashing that, so on and so forth. Nope. All we got is a couple of sprinkles of people from families who somebody was directly affected by a furlough or a layoff. And that's not enough. Not enough, guys. So I hope you understand. I had fun at the No Kings thing today. I actually enjoyed myself. Thought it was a good look for First Amendment rights, freedoms. But I also understood while I was there, nothing was being done. Like nothing was happening that to me would affect change. So I knew no change would be affected because what I'm looking at is not something that affects change. So it's to get together. We had a good time, but that was it. And we all took some pictures, a couple of videos, or a few people out there streaming, and that was it. And then we're going to wake up tomorrow. Gas price is still going to be the same. Government's still going to be shut down. So what was it all for? Now, I'll say this. You know what it was for? It was for the ability to say that all that negative rhetoric turned out to be untrue. It was not an Antifa rally. George Soros and his people did not show up and shut highways down and shit like that. At least not where I was at. I'm sure somebody did that. When there's millions of people, right? But in the grand sense, it didn't shut down the U.S. People were still able to travel and go do what they would do on a Saturday. And at the end of it, we all went home and I think we had Chipotle. We had Chipotle. This is not a lie. This is real shit. We went to the protest. I was very upset there was no food. And so we decided to have Chipotle. That's why we left. We got hungry. And I said, there's a Chipotle down the street. So we supported American business. Okay. Went to the Chipotle, which is Mexican, I guess. And enjoyed a nice meal at the Chipotle. And then here's the funny part. The people at the Chipotle didn't even know there was a protest going on right outside the Chipotle. The people didn't even know it was going on. That's how big and small the thing was at the same time. It was big enough that the news knew about it, and there was maps, and you could go to a website, but even the people in the local areas where things were happening, they didn't even know what was going on. Maybe they didn't care, but the point is they really did not know that there was a whole couple thousand people outside protesting. They're wondering why all the cars honking as they're going past. It's like because there's a protest right there a block away, and everybody's beeping at them to show support. But yeah, I think we need to really just take a step back at this. We put 5 million people on the street to do nothing today. 5 million people on the street, various cities, to do absolutely nothing. And they didn't even have grills out and food. I'm disappointed in that. Hey, call me short-sighted, but when they don't have food, I feel like you don't care about me. Because if you cared about me, you would feed me. So if you're not feeding me, you must not care about me. And that's how I felt. I felt that they just were using the people as the numbers, but they didn't really care about them because at the end of the day, nothing changed. No new discussions are happening. White House didn't open up its doors and say, hey, we want to talk to the guy in the Barney outfit and the unicorn outfit and the zebra outfit and the guy in the SpongeBob outfit. We want to come have a talk about policy with them. No, those guys were just outside looking goofy with no food. Okay? So nonetheless, I'm going to close it out here. Let me bring it over to my main screen. Sorry. Because I done said what I had to say. I said what I had to say. I went to the thing. Y'all told me to go. I told you I didn't like doing public broadcasting and stuff because I don't trust people, and people be out there with bad intentions. But as far as what I saw today, I didn't run into anything like that. What I ran into is some good old Americans who definitely are dissatisfied with the current administration. They came outside to basically. But the question of whether or not the No Kings protest has put the White House under pressure, my answer to that would be an absolute no. There's no additional pressure being placed on the White House because of this protest at all. I mean, maybe there's something I'm not seeing, but I didn't see the vice president or the president talking about nothing about No Kings today. They were at, I want to say they were at somebody's military base doing a 250th anniversary U.S. whatever speech. They didn't care about that protest. It meant nothing to them. It meant nothing to them. And when it means nothing, then it's like, then why were you even out there? If there's no change, there's no new discussion, there's nothing. Do y'all understand that? People came out, millions of people came out to do nothing today. So the next time y'all do that, may I make a suggestion? Can we please bring out the grills and the smokers and just enjoy the time? Bring out the grills, the smokers. Somebody bring out some Bluetooth speakers or whatever. Get you a little playlist going. We can have some plates and we can just make it a cookout. Just make it a cookout. And then the people who are all diverse, you know, black people, white people, old people, young people, they'll come together at this cookout, and that would be better for America than thinking that this little thing was going to make Trump change his mind. I would have rather had a nice cookout with the old Bettys that was over there. But let them sample my meats, okay? And once they sample my meat, you already know they're going to be hooked. So I would have rather done that. But I don't want anybody to get it misconstrued. I am a 100% supporter of the First Amendment and the right to peaceful protest. And I believe that what I saw today was as peaceful as a protest gets. It almost got us in trouble, though, because you had us over there hangry. And you know, when people get hungry, shit get different. That's why we went to Chipotle. But that's all I'm saying. Purple Groovy, you see what I'm saying? Let's make it some good vibes. Throw some music out there. You know, get a couple people doing the damn Cupid shuffle or the boots on the ground dance or whatever. Boots on the ground, kicking up some dust. All that. And put that on TV. We get a whole movement of good feeling, good vibes. Because right now, I think that's what people need. They need a good feeling that things are going to be all right. Because a lot of people don't think things are going to be all right. A lot of people don't see where the government shutdown is going to end. They don't see where the Trump administration is going to end. They don't see why we're sending, you know, bombers to Venezuela. Like, they don't understand what's going on with Russia and Ukraine and Hamas. It's a lot to take in. So maybe if we just paused on that and just had like a nationwide cookout, like a national cookout, a national cookout for peace. And you could have everybody get together in their respective areas at the parks or whatever, and everybody just cook out. Sample each other's meat. And savor each other's meat, okay? That's all I'm saying. I think it would be better to try to unify right now than try to continue to push this division of Democrat versus Republican, when really all this shit comes down to is how much money you have. It's all about money. So your political party, you could be a broke-ass Republican, you could be a broke-ass Democrat. Your life is going to be similar, is what I'm saying. You don't get, you be broke and you walk into an office, unemployment office or whatever, and you tell them, I'm broke, but I'm a Republican. They'd be like, oh, you know what? We're going to give you benefits, Republican benefits package. There's no such thing. It's broke. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people out there that's just broke, and they don't matter what their political affiliation is. We got a lot more in common when we make the same amount of money than we do not have in common. And if people would just start to get that concept, the division that's sold is us. Down in Congress, you know them people, they put on a show for us every single day. You see them arguing and shit. And at 5:30 p.m., they right around the corner having drinks together. Meanwhile, we, the people, are thinking there's beef going on. Oh my God, AOC and this person is beefing. It be that bull. Constantly. So I'm gonna put it out there. Maybe I'm the only one that feels like that. Screw No Kings. Okay? What we need is something that unifies America. Have an America First Day, where Americans come out in their respective locations and extend the olive branch to somebody that they might not normally interact with, and have a cookout. Now, granted, if you put fucking raisins in the potato salad, you will be asked to leave, okay? But I think everybody should have a chance, sample everybody else's cuisines for those that they want to, and break bread. That's the only way to get past this, y'all. We're going to have to break bread. We're going to have to make some food. Purple Groovy, you're going to have to cook some food, and we're going to have to give it to people. It is what it is. That's the only way around this, okay? Food. That's my solution to the problems, is feed people. Feed regular people. Feed homeless people. Food makes things better. When people are not hungry, they just generally do better in life. Kids that have breakfast in the morning normally do better in school. So we all know the benefits of having food. So next time, No Kings, I know you guys are going to see this suggestion because I am part of the mailing list. Yes, I am. Because I like to know what the hell's going on so I can avoid roads on protest days and not get stuck in this stupid traffic. So I'm wired in all that shit. But yeah, may I make a suggestion? Add a little bit more spice to it. Put some food in it. Get some vendors together. You know, somebody selling some tchotchkes and shit. And some homemade jewelry, like a damn street fair. And maybe you sign a petition or something. Like everybody who's there, they sign a petition for something that you want done. You know? That's all I'm saying. Let's just come up with something that's a little more effective. And even if it's not doing anything to the government specifically, it helps with unifying the community better. Because when we do these events right now, it unifies a segment of the community, but it divides that segment against another piece of the same community. So they live in the same communities, but they're divided by a political side when everybody's property taxes are the same in the community. None of y'all get no benefit for your fucking political affiliation. So why have it? Why not just tell these politicians, I am not affiliated with none of y'all. Become an indepublicrat like I am. You want my vote or earn it. If nobody earns it, I just won't vote. Doesn't matter to me. Because at the end of the day, the populace will decide. But if you want me to take the time out my day to go vote for you, whoever you are, then earn it. If you haven't earned my vote, I will not give it to you. I don't give a damn what your political affiliation is. That's why I can't jump on that, because you're not going to say I got to vote for somebody because of their political affiliation. What if I don't really know them? I don't even like the stuff they're talking about. No, I'm not voting for them. I don't like them. Forget his political affiliation. So maybe when we get to that point, we'll be better off. But for right now, they can just put some damn food at the rallies, and I'll be okay with that. That's a start. Food and maybe a Cupid shuffle or two, you know? But anyway, let me give out my shout outs. I got to get out of here. This was an impromptu episode, but I'm glad we still got at least 3,000 people that passed through here for a second. For those that had the attention span to go past a minute, thank y'all for hanging out. Anybody that came on as a new subscriber tonight, appreciate you for that, because this is a 100%, this is a suppressed channel. It's one of those channels. So we keep pressing through, but no, there's not going to be a big break for this channel. It's going to be very steady, organic growth. Not going to be all of a sudden one day we're getting 1 million views a video. They're never going to push this channel like that. Because we don't stay on one side of we're 100% red or we're 100% blue. It's easy for them to box you in and push you to people like that. But they don't want people that actually have common sense that go through the middle and say, what's good for my family? And if it's not good for my family, I could give a damn about what political group you are affiliated with. If we have more people like that, that starts to throw off the elections. They won't be able to predict, hey, we got this many registered Republicans, so we can expect this person to win this particular district. Nah, they're going to have to earn them votes. That's all I'm saying. Earn my shit. But anyway, special shouts to Purple Groovy for stopping in the chat. Purple Groovy, you've been here the whole episode on a late night on a Saturday. You get an applause. And hold on. I know. Hold on. Stop. You get an applause, and you get the gong, and you get the explosion. That's all for Purple Groovy. Everybody else, y'all get some other. So, nonetheless, shouts to Ghost 40, stopping in the chat. Storm 1163 that stopped in the chat. We had Angela. Angela stopped in the chat for long enough to drop in a comment here I did not see. It's not about an election. It's about Trump tearing apart the Constitution. He had no intention of leaving office once his term is up. And you are probably correct about that, Angela. He probably will try not to leave. So we, as the damn people, need to make sure that that's not what happens. You see how that works? We know that's what he's going to try to do. We know it. So what we have to be ready for is that. And when the time comes, we need to be, hey, you need to go January 6th on him. I hate to say it. If he tries some shit like that and we really disagree with it that heavily, you got to go hard. You got to go hard. So when the time comes, Angela, just make sure that we keep that same energy, because if something is tried like that, if the people don't step up and stop it, it will happen. All right? Shouts to Angela for the comment. And of course, who else was in there? Somebody stopped in early. I was trying to remember who stopped in early. You know, oh, of course, my man Al Bond, our sergeant in arms of the Mod Squad. Thank you. Al Bond, Kelsey, that's who it was. It was Kelsey that stopped in earlier. Kelsey, thank you for stopping in. Haven't seen you in the chat before, but hopefully you come back. Let's see who else we got. And Glenda. Glenda was in here nice and early too. Glenda, shouts to you for stopping by as well. I'll be back on Tuesday with additional BS. But I want everybody to just take the next couple of days, enjoy your family, enjoy your time. Keep in mind that these folks down here in D.C., they still getting a paycheck. While the government shut down, they're still getting their paycheck. While they take the weekends off, it's old hat to them. So if they don't care enough about you and your family to take care of that shit and go govern some shit, then obviously you're not important to them. Something else is important to them. And I think it's outside of America, because the American people have spoken a number of times about how they feel. And it seems like nobody's listening, because there's some other entities that are really controlling this whole thing. We don't have that power. What we do have the power of is if somebody tries to snatch up a third term. You know what would happen, though? I'm going to be honest with you. If he tried to snatch up a third term, they would throw Obama on the other side of that shit. And I hate to say it, but I think Obama could beat Trump. Even though people don't like Obama like they used to, I think Obama could beat Trump. Not saying nobody else could, but I think let's have a whole third term conversation. If Trump gets a third term, that means he would have to run against somebody else who might want a third term, which would be Obama. And I hate to say it, but the Democrats would jump right behind Obama. They still love him a little bit. And there's plenty of people in the U.S. that still love the Obamas. You know, I honestly, that's who we need to watch out for. So Trump, don't go no third term, because then you got to deal with Obama. You're not going to get to deal with a lady on the other end, and then you can just blame misogyny and sexism and all this kind of stuff. Nope, you'll have to go up against a contender who very well will put you out the box. So we'll see how that turns out. But in the interim, guys, I want you to enjoy the rest of your weekend. I want you to make sure that if you're new to the channel, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe, and bang the black bell to get the notifications, because the notification system has been broken. So I have certain people like Purple Groovy that just know when the show comes on. So you're just able to get in here. But for the new folks, normally Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays is an 11 a.m. show. Saturday is a 9:30 p.m. show. We did a late one today because we were supposed to take the day off. But I couldn't not say this thing about the No Kings thing because I went. And I didn't want to wait till Tuesday to have the conversation. So I have now gotten it out my system. Make sure if you're not part of the Discord that you jump on our Discord server. We get a little bit more raunchy over there, so it's not for the sensitive people. It's for the stuff that we can't say on YouTube, and we can't post on YouTube. So we got a lot of AI-generated videos, a lot of humor and comedy, a little bit darker humor. So if you guys are into that, please make sure you come on over to the Discord. I'm hoping that my bot will put the link in there, but it's not going in there, so pull it up for those that are still here. And no, sometimes I'm not on the Discord, so if you put something in there and I don't get right back to you, please don't get mad and like not want to be part of it. Other folks in there, we have lives, and so at times we have to get out of there. I'm going to put the link in there right now. Y'all go ahead and make sure you hit that link, jump into Discord. If you're not in the Discord, I understand. But if you're here in America and you really think that your political parties have your best interest at heart, when they're the ones getting paid while we're the ones getting fired, then you would be foolish to think that. So we can come together and at least agree that nobody's coming to save us. The government is not coming to save the regular person. And they said Jesus was coming back like a week or two ago, and he didn't come back. So I guess he is black. He's late, stereotypically. So nobody knows when Jesus is going to show up. So in the interim, you got to work as if you don't know. So get some things done. Hug your families. Hug your kids. Let's try to prepare for next week. Football fans, enjoy your Sunday. Rest of y'all, just make sure that whatever you do, you are producing something into this world and not just extracting from it. Because if all you do is consume and extract, then that, my friends, is the bullshit. And we out. Yes! 11. Get out of here.